Okay, picture this. 12,000 years ago, Central Asia. A group of your ancestors are sitting inside a small tent made of animal skin. It's sealed shut. Outside, it's freezing. Inside, there's a pile of burning hot stones in the center, and someone just threw a bunch of cannabis plants on top of them. The tent fills with smoke. Nobody leaves. And according to the Greek historian Herodotus, who documented this exact scene among the Scythians around 440 BC, they started screaming with joy. That's it. That's the whole story. Your ancestors invented the hotbox thousands of years before anyone had a word for it. And honestly, respect. But here's the thing nobody tells you. That wasn't even close to the beginning. The relationship between humans and cannabis goes back way further than a tent full of Scythians screaming. We're talking 10,000 years, maybe more. The earliest solid evidence comes from China. Archaeologists have found cannabis seeds and fibers at Neolithic sites dating back to around 10,000 BCE. At first, nobody was getting high. They were using the plant for food, the seeds are nutritious, and for fiber to make rope and clothing. Practical stuff, useful stuff. But at some point, somebody noticed something. When you burn cannabis, something happens. The air changes, your head changes, and whoever was sitting closest to that fire for too long started feeling something they had never felt before and had absolutely no way to explain. No word for it, no framework for it. Just, wait, what is this? The oldest confirmed evidence of humans intentionally using cannabis for its psychoactive effects comes from a burial site in western China called Jirzhankal Cemetery. Dating back around 2,500 years, archaeologists found wooden braziers, ancient fire bowls, with stones inside that had been heated to extremely high temperatures. And the chemical residue on those stones? THC. Not hemp, not fiber, not seeds for eating. Someone at a funeral 2,500 years ago deliberately burned cannabis over hot stones so the smoke would fill the burial chamber. The researchers who published this in 2019 described it as ritual fumigation, which is a very composed academic way of saying they hotboxed a tomb. And the Scythians weren't alone in figuring this out. In Romania, cannabis seeds were found in burial sites going back 5,000 years. In ancient India, a drink called bhang, made from cannabis, appears in religious texts as far back as 1,500 BCE, described as a gift from the god Shiva. In ancient Egypt, traces of cannabis have been found in mummies. In ancient Greece, it showed up in medical texts. Every culture that encountered this plant did something with it, and almost all of them independently came to the same conclusion. This is not an ordinary plant. This one does something to the mind. But why? Why did humans across completely unconnected cultures with no contact with each other all decide this plant was special? Your brain already had the receptors. The human body has what's called an endocannabinoid system, a network of receptors throughout your brain and body that respond specifically to compounds found in cannabis. These receptors didn't develop because humans started using the plant. They were already there. Your body produces its own version of these compounds naturally for regulating mood, pain, memory, appetite. Cannabis didn't create the system. It just fit perfectly into something that was already there. Your body made the lock. The plant just happened to be the key. Now imagine you're living 10,000 years ago. No medicine, no explanation for pain or grief or the terror of a long winter. People around you die and you have no idea why. You're cold most of the time. You're hungry sometimes. The world is loud and dangerous and makes no sense. And then one night, sitting too close to a fire that has the wrong plants burning in it, something shifts. The noise in your head goes quiet. The cold feels less sharp. Your thoughts go somewhere they've never been before. You don't know what just happened, but you know the fire did it, and you want it again. Now here's where it gets stranger, and this is the part most people never hear about. So you tell someone. The knowledge spread, not randomly, deliberately, across trade routes, across migrations, across thousands of miles and thousands of years. Every culture that received it wrapped it in something meaningful. The Scythians used it in death rituals. The Indians wove it into religious ceremony. The Chinese documented it in medical texts. Nobody said, this is just a plant that makes you feel weird. They said, this is sacred. This connects us to something we can't normally reach. Because in a world with no science, no medicine, and no explanation for consciousness, a plant that could alter your mind wasn't a recreational thing. It was evidence of something beyond the ordinary world. The shaman who knew how to use it wasn't just someone who found a plant. He was the only person in the community who could talk to whatever was on the other side. And people traveled days to find him. The first person who felt this, sitting next to that fire, in a world with nothing soft in it, didn't have a word for what was happening, didn't have a category for it, just felt their mind open in a direction it had never gone before, and thought, I need to tell someone about this. That impulse to share something that changed how you see the world is maybe the most human thing in this entire story. The plant changed, the rituals changed, the laws changed about 15 times just in the last century. But the impulse is the same one. Same brain, same receptors, same need to feel for a little while like the world is something other than what it usually is. We didn't invent getting high, we inherited it.